Happy New Year, Change Checkers!
Happy New Year, everyone. And you know what? We're just 1 month in, but already we've had such a great start to 2023.
We really have. Now, we kicked off the year with the brand new King Charles portrait featuring on the annual set for the very first time. We were all very excited to see that. And of course, we also saw the first individually issued £2 coin with King Charles's portrait on too. Now, that was celebrating the pioneer of the vaccine.
Yeah, that's right. A great coin. Now, we also saw some brand new trading cards celebrating 10 years of Change Checker. It's officially our birthday, so that's very exciting. And we also had an update on the eBay tracker. So this year has already been so busy for us.
It really is. So I think it's time we get started. I'm Alex.
And I'm Rachel, and this is your January Change Checker newsletter.
Now, the 3rd of January, we saw the launch of a brand new annual coin set, which is always a really exciting moment in the numismatic world. But excitingly this year, we saw each coin featuring King Charles III's portrait on the obverse for the very first time in 2023.
Yeah, like you say, it's always such an exciting time for change checkers and collectors out there. But to see a new monarch feature on these coins for the very first time, now that is incredible. This set is celebrating some really poignant anniversaries, and they're really incredible with the designs on these coins. So we've had the NHS 50p, Windrush Generation 50p, J.R.R. Tolkien £2,
I love that
which is great, and the Flying Scotsman £2, again, a really amazing design. And then finally we had the King Charles 75th birthday £5 as well. So that's going to be a really exciting one, I think.
I think it will. This is going to be his first birthday as our reigning monarch, so that's incredible. If you think back to the previous issues that we've seen, of course, we've seen some incredible £5 coins issued to mark King Charles's birthdays when, of course, he was Prince of Wales. So how exciting now that we have his first birthday coin. So look forward to the individual issue of that one. Now, of course, this is a really big change after 70 years of the annual set obverse designs, previously featuring QE2. Obviously, the annual coin sets come out each year by the Royal Mint, especially curated, celebrating some of the most iconic anniversaries coming up this year. But it's really now we've turned a page. That first annual set marks precedent for the next kind of generation of coins. So we're kind of saying a solemn goodbye to the last 70 years of our coinage and saying hello to an exciting new one.
Yeah, a new era really of change collecting, and to have these new coins released at the start of the year, something for us all to look forward to. Of course, the coins will be individually released throughout the year as we go along, but to get the set all in one go, to see those coins and to see the new obverse designs, I think it's a really exciting time for collectors.
It really is. If you want to find out more, there is a link to our blog in the description box below, but you can also head over to the website and you can secure this for your collection, all of these coins, before they're individually issued.
So not only have we had the new annual set released in January, we also saw the brand new Edward Jenner £2. So this is the first individually issued £2 coin to feature the obverse of King Charles III. So that was great because we saw, of course, the 50p and the £5 last year. This is the first time we've seen the £2 coin. So great to have that coin issued.
It really, really is. And it also marks a really interesting moment in history. Of course, Edward Jenner was the British physician who created the concept of the vaccine, which, you know, all throughout history we've been so reliant on, and it's been incredible to look back at history and kind of celebrate that innovation in science. So obviously there's a bit of a clue there that this coin is continuing that really popular innovation in science series, which has brought us some incredible coins. So think of that Stephen Hawking 50p, the Rosalind Franklin 50p, and even more recently we obviously saw the Alexander Graham Bell £2 coin.
I love that design, that's so good. I think all of these designs actually are really incredible, very intricate, and it's quite hard to think of a concept that's you know, a scientific theory and then you bring that onto a coin. I think they've done a great job with this one, but of course it does have the added element of King Charles III's portrait, so I think that's been really exciting. Now, the design is by Henry Gray and it represents Jenner's huge impact in the world of vaccines. He actually created the smallpox vaccine, so he's been so influential in scientific history, and I think it is only fitting really that he's celebrated on a UK £2 coin.
Absolutely. So if you want to find out more and secure this brand new £2 coin, the very first individually issued King Charles III £2 coin, then click the link in the description box below. So this month we excitingly had our very latest eBay tracker update. Now, we have waited a little while to see this eBay tracker because we wanted to see what would happen with that, of course, the first King Charles III 50p coin, which entered circulation tail end of last year. So now we have that included in the eBay tracker for the very first time. It has been incredible to see kind of where people are racing to fill the gaps in their Queen Elizabeth II collections, but also racing to get their hands on the very first coins of King Charles. Now, there has been a huge update. We've actually never seen an update as big as this because there has been a 22.1 point increase in the overall overall value of the top 10 most, well, the coins that everyone wants, basically, the 50p's, the £2, and of course the polymer £5 notes too. This is a huge update, and if you've got all of these in your collection, that's about £500 that you could be making.
That is amazing, isn't it? Yeah, it's incredible to see how the collecting demand has just increased. It's really skyrocketed over the last 6 months or so. But to see that update on there, it really just puts it all down there into perspective of how much these coins and banknotes have gone up in value. Of course, it's mentioned some of the top coins like the undated 20p, the holy grail of collecting. We have that AA01 polymer banknote, the Kew Gardens 50p, which again is just, it keeps going up and up, doesn't it? The Kew Gardens.
The basket value for that now is averaging, using our medium of the last 9 sold listings, is about £160 to £170. But I actually saw one that sold for £250 really recently. So obviously there is always an element of caution. You pay what you think is fair to pay for a coin. You can always use our eBay tips and tricks guide to help you, but I think if we're looking at the average prices and the median prices, they are going for over £100, over £150 quite regularly. So if you're sitting on a Kew Gardens 50p and perhaps you're lucky enough to have 2, you know, that's a nice bit of pocket money to have at the tail end of January. That's great.
But then it also goes to show, like, you never know where it's going to be in another 6 months' time. You know, we have been tracking these prices over a long period of time, so you can go back on our eBay tracker, you can see the valuation index that we've got there, and it really does show you how these prices change and fluctuate. But it's an exciting time knowing that collectors are really hunting down these coins at the moment. And of course we did have the new King Charles III 50p go into circulation. That was the one that was a memorial coin for Queen Elizabeth II. It's the first time that we've seen King Charles' portrait on the new coinage. So to have that one enter circulation, of course we had to include it on our eBay tracker. And we stuck the original price as just the face value, didn't we? Because of course we didn't have this last time we did the tracker. But we can actually see that it's fetching for over 5 times its face value on the secondary market, which is just incredible. And who knows how popular it's going to be in the coming years, because it's now off sale at the Royal Mint. You can't get your hands on it from them anymore. So it's going to be a really popular one, I think. And I think any collector is going to want to make sure they had the first coin of King Charles's reign.
Absolutely.
So you can see why it's going for such a high value.
Well, it's time for you to now have a look at how much the coins in your collection could actually be worth. So there is a link in the description box below to view our full eBay tracker. There will also be a video which you can check out too, but do make sure that you are always taking caution if you're buying or selling your coins on eBay. So there is also another link to our tips and tricks guide below too.
So there was a very interesting 50p release for the Isle of Man in January as well. Now this is celebrating Tutankhamun, and some of you might remember the £5 coin celebrating Tutankhamun released last year, but these are a series of 50p coins, and what makes it extra special is not only does it include King Charles III's portrait, but there are also 3 dates on these coins as well.
Yeah, so this has a really interesting story behind it, and I've actually never heard of a story quite like this one. We can kind of look to the Team GB one as a similarity, but nothing has ever led, to my knowledge, of a coin with 3 dates on it. Now that's because this coin was officially approved last year by Her Late Majesty Queen Elizabeth II, so that was in 2022, and the design was centred around that date because it was celebrating the centenary of the discovery of Tutankhamun's tomb. So we've got the 2022 date, the original date of 1922, sorry, and then obviously we all know what happened, sadly, at the tail end of last year. A lot of coins were put on hold as we were waiting to find out what was going to happen. Were we going to continue seeing Queen Elizabeth II's portrait, or were we waiting for King Charles's portrait? Of course, we now know that we have got the King Charles portrait both in the UK and on the British Isles territories too. So what that means is that we have the 1922 date, the 2022 date on the reverse, and then we have the year of issue, which is 2023. So that's a really exciting story. And actually, this coin could have maybe not even happened.
Yeah,
so
it's
the
kind
fact
of a coin
that
that never should have been, you know, it's almost like an error coin in a way. But you know, it was reapproved by King Charles III, and I think it's a great design as well. So it's great that they have been able to go out with this coin. But that unusual collecting story, the 3 different dates on it, is bound to make it super, super collectible. And the fact that it is an Isle of Man issue as well, we're not going to find it in our UK change. You know, I think it's great to be able to get that for your collection and to know that you have such an unusual coin with such a great story as well.
Absolutely, yeah, there's more information on our blog using the link in the description box below, or you can also get your hands on these really exciting new 50p coins. Now, the 2023 Chinese New Year has begun, marked with the symbol of longevity, peace and prosperity, the rabbit, of course. So we have entered the lunar year of the rabbit. How exciting. I always love it when we go into the new lunar year. It just feels so, you feel a bit more full of optimism. I think the January 2023 feels have been hitting hard for a lot of people,
like
I think. It has felt like a long month. But when you have something really exciting and something new and revitalising, like we were saying, longevity, peace and prosperity, like the lunar year of the rabbit, is something really exciting to get on board with.
Absolutely. Now, of course, last year the Royal Mint struck a £5 coin to celebrate the upcoming lunar year. This features Queen Elizabeth II's effigy, and it's actually one of only 2 coins dated 2023 to have her effigy on it. So again, that is a very sought after coin, one that many collectors are going to want to make sure they have for their collection. And not only that, the design is incredible, isn't it?
It really, really is. So sweet. It's probably one of my favourite from the Zodiac collection that the Royal Mint have issued. As much as I love the lunar year of the rat, it's actually the year that I was born in, somehow the rabbit here just takes the top edge for me because it's so cute. That design is so sweet. But like Rachel said, that story is really interesting. And actually I remember when we all received the sad news of Queen Elizabeth II passing, that was the coin that people were racing to get their hands on. We were inundated with questions. How can I get this coin? Where can I get it? I think it even went off sale at the Royal Mint.
Yeah, it's no longer available now. From the 31st December, that was the last opportunity. So we only have a few left at Change Checker, but once they're gone, they're gone. You can't get it from the Royal Mint anymore. And I think it's such a special issue to have because, of course, it does have Queen Elizabeth II's portrait on it, one of only 2 featuring it for 2023.
Wow, yeah, so like Rachel said, don't miss out because we only have a few of these coins remaining for collectors. So use the link in the description box below now so you can get your hands on this coin in brilliant uncirculated quality.
So this year is a really big year for Change Checker. We're actually celebrating our 10th anniversary. So happy birthday to us. We can't wait to celebrate with you all. But we are kickstarting the year by releasing a brand new set of trading cards. Now this includes the top 10 coins as voted for by Change Checkers. And we've created some really nice designs, haven't we, for the trading cards?
We really have. They're so special. But what is so exciting about these coins, these trading cards, is that, like Rachel said, they obviously feature designs of the top coins as chosen for by you. So we asked you to vote for your favourite circulation 50p. And the top 10 are on these designs, but they're all hidden by that really famous foil. So like our golden trading cards, you won't actually know what trading card you have when it comes in your delivery. So the fun of it is that you get to scratch it off, and if you see one, they are so special and they really do look amazing. And we've actually seen some of you already finding them in your deliveries, which is so exciting. So do keep an eye out because we will be dispatching these at random in some of your Change Checker deliveries. So do let us know as soon as you find one because they're so exciting and we just want to really start our celebrations with you all.
Absolutely. And if you wanted to swap these cards as well, head over to the Change Checker Facebook group. There's loads of swapping that goes on there, and the cards are always really, really popular.
They really are. They really are. Now, some of these trading card designs, as well as constantly being swapped in the community group, are actually selling for really hefty prices on secondary markets. I think the highest price one was the Kew Gardens, and I think that went for about £30. So that is incredible. We love sending these cards out to you guys, but what you guys do with them after that is kind of up to you. But that's amazing to think that some people are prepared to spend £30 for one. That's incredible.
I think they have become really collectible. When you think of other card series, you can see why people do want to get their hands on these ones, especially when they feature some of the coins that perhaps you might struggle to get hold of, like the Kew Gardens. You can have the trading card representation instead. They fit really nicely into the Change Checker album as well. You can slot them straight into the pocket pages, so it's a great addition to any collection.
It really is. So click the link in the description box below to find out more about these limited edition Change Checker 10th anniversary trading cards. It has been an incredible month. We're filled with so many numismatic updates.
That's right, and we are so excited to see what February brings as well. Now, thank you so much to those of you who have watched our newsletter on YouTube, and if you've liked this video, please do subscribe to our channel and turn on your notifications as well.
And those of you who are listening on our podcast, thank you so much for joining us again, and if you want to hear future episodes from us, then please give us a follow and a 5-star rating because that really helps us.
Otherwise, we'll see you all next time when we'll be reporting on all the latest news from the month of February.
Happy New Year, Change Checkers!
Happy New Year, everyone! And 1 month in has already... just go.
Happy New Year, Change Checkers!
Just stop. So this year has already been so busy, hasn't it?
It really, really has. So let's get stuck in. I'm Alex.
And I'm Rachel.
Oh, good for you. So what that means is we have the 1920-22 and 2022. God, that is a mouthful to say.
It is a mouthful.
1922. I can't even say that.